God bless the greatest president in our lifetime, Donald Trump.
I've seen giant crowds go wild to the music that we love and share. Well, let me tell you, all those different Trump rallies I've been part of, there is such positive spirit, positive energy. I've never been with an underage girl since I was underage.
It's a modern day phenomenon. The little girls just look great, you know.
I've never been with an underage girl since I was underage.
Soon after his divorce, Ted found a new love, a young girl from Hawaii named Pele Massa.
She was like a dream, a fantasy, exotic dream of mine to meet her.
Ted was 30 years old, Pele just 17.
I was underage, and even back in the wild 70s, it just really wasn't a terribly appropriate situation in most people's eyes. And now it would be criminal.
Ted admits to a number of liaisons with underage girls, and while it may have raised eyebrows, it never raised the interest of local authorities. Ted charmed the girls' parents right along with his teenage lovers.
And quoting an ex-girlfriend who claimed that I adopted her, I adopted my girlfriend? Have you read that one?
I did read that one. I forgot about it.
What the fuck? So this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was like you adopted her so you could take her on tour with you?
No, so I could fuck her.
And in the case of Pele, her mother signed papers making Ted her legal guardian.
I got the stamp of approval of their parents. Because they figured better Ted Nugent than some drug-infested punk in high school.
I've never been with an underage girl since I was underage.
Adding to their problems, Ted says Sandra was struggling with an addiction to drugs and alcohol, while he was fighting a losing battle with his own addiction, his weakness for young women.
I like it so much, I like it so much, I like it, I like it, I like it.
I was monogamous around the clock. Kinda.
Young girls were infatuated with Ted, and when his willpower was put to the test, he failed miserably.
Oh, they were just everywhere. You had to get a crowbar, just pummel them. Knock them off the doorknob. They were hanging on your lingai. Yes, it could have been whiskey, it could have been drugs, but no, I was a wang-dang addict. I mean, I was addicted to girls. Addicted. It was hopeless. It was beautiful.
Before we hear from Courtney Love about her now famous sexual experience with Ted Nugent when she was a young teenager, we'll first listen to Ted explain how all the things he's ever said on film were manipulated by the liberal communist media.
Because she has no mind, she has no soul. I've never met the woman. I have no desire to meet the woman. And I've never had a relationship with an underage girl except when I was underage. These kinds of allegations are so cruel, so false, so hateful. Even when I did Behind the Music on VH1, they asked a question on film, filming me. Well, I understand you like the younger women. And I went, no, I prefer old, wrinkled grandmas. What man doesn't like women, and what man doesn't like really healthy younger women? Now, Shemaine's 15 years younger than I am. We've been married for 34 years. Then during the editing, here's what they did. They changed the question to, we understand you like underage girls. And that's that VH1. That's that leftist, Marxist, communist, liberal, Democrat, hateful leftist organizations.
Courtney Love confessed on the Howard Stern show that she performed oral sex on Ted Nugent backstage around 1978. She said she was 12 and a half at the time. She then corrected herself on the Howard Stern show a few years later, stating that she was actually 14 when she gave Nugent the BJ. There's no solid evidence of who is lying and who is telling the truth. You have to ask yourself, why would she say it if it wasn't true? Love does have a history of drug use, but as we've witnessed in this segment, Ted Nugent is a pathological liar. Something else that doesn't weigh in Nugent's favor in this discussion is the fact that his song Jailbait was released around the same time as this sexual event was supposed to have taken place. I'll first post this TikTok user's reaction to hearing the song for the first time, and will then post the lyrics. Spoiler alert, the girl that Ted Nugent is singing about is 13 years old.
what do you got to do? What the fuck? This calls for a double. What the fuck?
All right, listen to me.
I got
listen to me.
it.
I want to
It's a
interview
big
you.
thing.
I want to interview you if you allow me.
Sure.
The first time one of the first times you gave sex was with Ted Nugent. You went backstage, you claim.
And he hates me, and he can't remember it.
And you gave him oral sex.
Yeah, I was in my peer group, and they were groupies, and...
And you did it. You did that for Ted Nugent.
How old were you? 16
Pretty
or something?
12?
Pretty young. I don't want to talk about it.
Be honest, how old were you?
I don't want kids to know how old I was.
But I think that's important so that we understand.
No, I don't think that anybody needs to know the age back then in the,
How old were
50s.
you? No, how old were you when you gave Ted Nugent the sex?
Really young. 12? I didn't have breasts yet.
You're kidding.
No.
Oh, that's sick.
It's sick.
How old were you?
The one he
11?
said before. No, the one he said.
12
and a half.
You were 12 and a half?
Yeah, but I mean, like that, I had a disgusting, I was in juvenile hall. I was 18 when I did the real thing.